Hello and welcome. My name is Calliope, and today we are doing some auriculotherapy on you. Is that correct? Wonderful. So what do you know about auriculotherapy? Okay, not too much. All right. So if you'd like, I'd love to tell you a little bit about it. Yeah, let me just bring out one of my charts. I'll just take a quick look at this. So this is part of one of the auriculotherapy charts that I use. And what we are doing is we are looking at the ear. We are going to be palpating the ear and feeling for any spots of tenderness or pain. And when a spot, for example, here would be the lung, then that means that that spot maybe needs a little bit of help. And my job is to look at all those spots, and then we are going to stimulate them using ear seeds. So it is pretty similar to ear reflexology and acupuncture as well. With reflexology, we would be stimulating the points using massage generally. And with auriculotherapy, it's using ear seeds. With acupuncture, we're using needles, of course. Okay? Yeah, so let me go ahead and just show you a little bit more about what I'm talking about. First, let's take a little look at the actual anatomy of the ear. So when we are working with ear reflexology, auriculotherapy, even acupuncture, when we look at the shape of the ear, we are imagining it like a baby curled in a fetal position, where the head is in this area. We have the spine here, if you can imagine that. So your anatomy here that we work with is all in this area, from the lobe up the helix here, the triangular fossa, the concha, the antihelix, antitragus, and tragus. These are all places that we have different points and that we can stimulate in order to both diagnose and treat different health conditions. Now here is our actual reflexology chart. And we have our musculoskeletal points on the left side and the organ points on the right side. So with the baby in a fetal position image here, we have, for example, the eye point right here, the jaw right here. We have the collarbone, the elbow, the knee, the toe. And then we also have things like the abdomen right here. We also have the vertebrae, all in this outer area of the ear. Whereas on the organ point side, we have things like the endocrine system right here. We have the mouth. We have the liver right there. We have some special points as well, like the ear apex, the very highest point of the ear. We have Shenmen right here, right in that triangular fossa area. We have Feng Shui right in here, almost underneath the fold of the helix here. We have the brain point, which this little white dot means that it's on the underside. So this is the antitragus structure here, and this point would be on the underside of it. We have the triple burner, which is right here, and some little specific areas like the sciatic nerve, the sympathetic nerve, the brainstem, cardiac orifice right here. So these are all the different points that I'm going to be pressing on with my little tool. And depending on what we find, I may be placing an ear seed as well. So this is a little just general guide to some of the points that we may use depending on the effect that we want. What exactly were you coming to me for? What kind of symptoms were you concerned with? Well, for fatigue here, a couple of the points that we generally do are going to be Shen Men for certain. We have the kidney point here. We have the adrenal gland point right there. If we look on our chart here, Shen Men in that cubital fossa area. And then we have the adrenal right here by the tragus. And we have the kidney, which is going to be right here, right there at the very top part of the concha. If, for example, we wanted to treat insomnia, we have Shen Men, the kidney, gallbladder, liver, stomach, spleen, the brain point, endocrine, heart, and the hypnogenetic acupoints right here. If we had a migraine or headache that we wanted to treat, we have the adrenals, the forehead, the occiput, and the temple as well, right in here. So these are just the few basic applications that one can use with the ear seeds, just a few basic points. We can also take a little look at all the tools I'm going to be using on you today. The tools that we use in auriculotherapy are pretty basic. We have, of course, your standard cotton bud, which is used to clean the ear, get rid of any oils on the ear. If we open this up, we can take a little look at what kind of goodies we have. So we have a tweezer that can be used for the ear seeds, and I've also used this long tweezer here. The tool that I use the most is this stimulating tool. This is just a stainless steel metal implement, and it's used to press in on a point to ascertain if there's any imbalance in that area based on your feedback. We also have a couple of spring-loaded tools as well. And when pressure is applied, has a much greater force of stimulating the point and also moves. Finally, we have the ear seats themselves. So these have an adhesive backing that isn't unlike a typical bandage backing. And I would pull apart the corner, and these are the little seeds. And they are actual seeds. So these would deliver continuous pressure to a point on the ear. So when we attach them, then they stay. They keep delivering that pressure in order to help balance the point and bring you some relief. Now, if you'd like to go through with the treatment, all we have to do is clean the ears off, and then we'll do our little diagnosis. So is this something that you still want to proceed with? Wonderful. So from this point onwards, I will need to be touching you, although it'll generally just be on the ears, unless I need to stabilize myself or turn you a little bit, okay? Wonderful. All right. So let's start by using just some basic cotton buds, and I'm going to clean the outside of your ears. Get a little bit of saline here. And this is going to be pretty cold, okay? But it should warm up pretty quickly, right? So I'm going to start with this ear. So just very gently, I'm just going to very gently clean the ear. How is this feeling? Okay. Let me know if anything is painful, if there's too much pressure, or if anything is uncomfortable in any way. Get a little bit more of our saline. soaking wet, but we do want it to be moistened. And a little bit more here. I'd like to just take a dry cotton swab and go over what I had cleaned up so that we don't have any wet spots. I'll just dry it up for you. Very gentle. Very gentle. Now your ears are nice and clean, spick and span, quite shiny. And now we can take a look at diagnosing the ears. I'm going to be using this tool today. Look at your ears. And you just let me know whether something feels tender or painful so that I can keep that in mind for when we need to put on the ear seats. Okay. Right, I think we will start. Let's start right here, I think. So, just do your best to relax. It may feel a little odd that I will be just poking into the ear, different spots. But I think you'll find it will be a wonderful experience. Let's start. Anything? Right about there? Yeah. So that is our abdomen point. We'll keep that in mind as we go along. Just working around the ear. Okay. Okay. Marketing from the outside, then come more on the inside. Okay, a little bit there. So that is your kidney point, which doesn't surprise me, considering the the tenderness in the abdomen point, and you mentioned that you have been experiencing some fatigue, and that definitely corresponds with the kidney as well. Okay, so we're all good there. And let's start on this other side here. Okay, so we're going to do the same kind of movements here, same kind of pattern. And just because something is tender on one side does not mean it will be on the other. There are often different points on each ear that are tender to the touch. Right there? Okay, so right here is what I call the brain point. And that one is generally one that I would stimulate anyway for most people. It's a pretty helpful one, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that one for when we apply our ear seeds. How are we doing? Right about there. Okay, so that would be the liver point. So we have definitely the kidneys, the abdomen, the liver, and the brain for certain. I think this is telling me that you're experiencing some low chi and just in general low energy and a lot of fatigue. A lot of the emotion we have and how we process it, it stays in our abdomen. And if we are experiencing kind of a rough time, then that's certainly somewhere we will see some issues. For some people, it can be digestive difficulties. For some, it's pain. But your digestive system and the muscles and the organs, that is all very perceptive of your mental state. Okay, and right there. So right there would be the adrenals. it's definitely indicative of fatigue and low chi. Yeah, so spleen definitely. Okay. No. Anything? No? Alright, so certainly, let's see my little pen here. Certainly, we are going to tackle the liver, the spleen, the abdomen, adrenals, and kidneys. And you did have the brain point as well, which is, again, usually a given. And I'd like to do Shen Min and the ear apex as well. So this is going to be 8 different points that we're going to be putting the seeds on. So let me just grab those. Okay, so we have our seeds right here. And I'm going to be very careful and only apply these with the tweezers. So let me real quick just do a once over on your ears with the saline so we can just get any of the oils left. And that would prevent the ear seeds from sticking fully. And let's get those dried off. on some seeds, shall we? Let's start here. These are going to be a little tricky. This one Good. How was that? Okay, this feels a little bit weird. Yes, I think you will get used to it pretty quickly. The body tends to do that. This one, right. Good. Think perhaps this might be a little easier just because the tool is a little bit thinner. You can scoop up underneath like using a fish spatula as opposed to a regular one. Let's go to this side and we'll do right here at the ear apex. It's much easier. Gets underneath the bandaging pretty quickly. And then Shenmin. And we have the and one last one. There we go. Take our other tweezers to put this back in. Good. And let's take a look. Just make sure that everything is secure. Good. And all looks secure. So these should last for about 3 to 7 days. You can do all your normal activities, take a shower, things like that. Maybe I wouldn't go swimming. You probably could, but the glue might get kind of messy. They might look a little gross if you get them wet for that long, but otherwise they should be pretty secure. And you'll just want to palpate and stimulate those points about 1 to 2 times a day. And that way you get some continuous stimulation and support from the ear seeds. Right. Is there anything else I can do for you? Any questions? No? Okay. Yes, if they don't fall off after 3 to 7 days, then you can just peel them off. Okay, no problem. And anything else? All right, wonderful. I'd like to thank you so much for coming in today and getting this auriculotherapy session with these little ear seeds. And I hope that these help support you. You feel less foggy, less fatigued, and I hope they do you a lot of good. Thank you again. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night.